Welcome to Your Inspired Journey. I'm Carla Andrews, and I have the pleasure to be here with Breonna and Quinton Baker, who are so phenomenal in reaching out about information of how it is to be in love, how it is to be in a marriage, and most importantly, how to work together in business as entrepreneurs. I want to welcome them to the show. Welcome, Breonna and Quinton. How are you?
Hi,
Hi,
we're
we're good.
doing great.
Great.
I can see. So, you guys, I'm telling you, your smiles just like brighten up a room. So that's fantastic. So I'm sure you have a lot to share what's behind that smile, right?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So tell me a little bit about who you are and, individually, and then how you guys came together. I just want to hear a little bit about your past of getting where you get to this part of this journey.
Mm. So when I start with myself, I I started with straight out of high school, going straight to the workforce. I didn't pursue college at that time. I kind of dibbled and dabbled. I started out in the logistics of warehouse industry, and then I went into my longest part of my career was law enforcement for 5 years. Um, and then I went into retail. So I've had a very diverse background,
Yes, it is.
but but along the way, I have really been able to take a piece of every part and apply it to life and learn something.
Yeah,
Isn't
and for
that
me,
interesting?
yeah. And I started off with Chick-fil-A. Shout out Chick-fil-A. I was there for 6 years. I went and got my degree in Family Consumer Sciences Child Development from North Carolina Central University. From there, I ended up going and teaching for about 3 years, got my certification. And so currently, I am an NC licensed preschool teacher. But I also have had part-time with retail. So I've worked for East Fashion Metro and Lane Bryant. So I bring the food industry, retail, education, which kind of brings us to this union together because in 2014, we reconnected on an app called Glide. Maybe y'all can go search that on your Google Play or Apple Store. But we connected on Glide. I sent him a few video messages like, "Hey, how's life? How you been?" And he's like, "I'm good." And so after that, we kind of went on our first unofficial date
They,
to a
yeah.
football game. And so the
A
rest,
football game.
yeah, it was Central versus ECU.
And so tell me, so when did you meet before? Are you saying that this is like a second rendezvous that you connected with later on,
Yes,
or
it's the
like did you
second
meet?
rendezvous.
Okay.
It was actually
Well,
10th grade
yeah.
that we connected first for a year. And then it didn't work out in high school, but he loves to say middle school.
We knew each other in middle school. We were
Yeah.
actually classmates in the 8th grade. And yeah, I like to say, she didn't really know me back then, so she just kind of passed by me.
Well, I'm sure she's not passing by you now, is she? But it's wonderful to hear those beautiful stories, right? The friendship blossom into something special, and here you are, even though you were connected, let's say in school, but then you found yourself connecting later and bringing now. It's amazing to hear a story of how you went down your own journey, but now you both aligned together in union and making a beautiful relationship out of this whole process. And so I'm glad that you're here. And I know we talked a little earlier about, the importance of relationships, the importance of coming together and working together. And now you're building, life together. If you could share a little bit about more how here you are, you're telling me all these different skill sets. How are you taking all of these skill sets and all this relationship building and then making it something fruitful for you and your family?
Wow, that's a jam-packed, powerful question. And you know what? We bring it together. You know, the word of God says be fruitful and multiply.
Right.
And so a lot of
Yes.
people take that in children.
Yeah.
And we know that's true. But we also take it in being fruitful in the gifts God has given you. Multiply those gifts. And so with Quinton being talented in, like he said, logistics and systems, he definitely has guided me in being more structured in how I operate my social media agency, as well as just how I operate in life. Because sometimes when you're the nice kid on the block, you don't really directly take care of stuff. And so with Mr. Baker here, he's very direct. So
And yeah, that's funny. But anyway, Breonna is I would have to say, a great communicator. So it pushes me to get out of the introvert mode and truly talk and communicate and not be so vague. So I feel like in each area, you always have a weakness, but she pulls me in a direction where I'm weak in, and I pull her in a direction where she's weak in. And together in our union, we're able to bond that together and grow.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. So that's beautiful. So in other words, what you're sharing is so important, because as you're coming together, you're taking your strength, you're able to, the other person is able to complement your weakness, not even say weakness, but more opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And by seeing it in the other person, you're able to strengthen overall as what you bring to the table in the union. So that's a great way of looking at how the relationship is moving, forward, and how you're looking to, I'm sure, accomplish a lot of great things.
Yes. And one of those great things we accomplished is actually writing our first guide together. It was a quick communication guide called Confront the Conflict and Settle the Matter. And we wrote it because we just want to give people a quick 5-step deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Just deal with it. Because I think not even just in marriages, but in friendships, business partnerships, people begin to have underlying issues that do not get resolved, and you end up having basically a defective relationship. It's defective because you haven't been effective in how you talk to the person. And so I think that us writing that just pushed us to be, number one, consistent in how we operate. Because trust me, as soon as we wrote it, we got tested. I'm telling you, you can't drop nuggets. You can't drop nuggets without the Lord saying, I'm about to test this same seed you dropped.
and it can come in the simplest form.